Lovely, thank you. Welcome everyone to the special committee meeting of the Thetford Town Council Cemetery Committee. I'll start with 56820. Any declarations of this? I'm having a problem today saying my words. Disclosable pecuniary interests. I'm not hearing anything, so we'll move on to the next one. 56920. Apologies for absence. I don't think we have any because all the councillors are here.
Yep, you're a full complement.
Great, yeah. And we'll move on to 57020, which is review of budgets. And I think probably Alan is going to give us a little run through of that. I see something's changed on the screen already. So over to you, Alan. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. As you're aware, we had quite a significant challenge as the overall council, and that our original budgets that each of the committees prepared, resulted in a double-digit precept increase. The Finance Committee asked all the committees to review the budgets, and we as an SMT went back and actually did an exercise. The results show up on the right-hand side. Some of the committees have met and we have made some changes. They unfortunately don't reflect in this document. But if we have a look at cemeteries, there's very few changes that we proposed as an SMT. If you look at the slide in front of you, from an income perspective, we've just reduced the chapel income by £250, and that's just, £350, and that's just taking into account the fact that how long lockdown lasts and how long activities are restrained for. We just did that from a prudency perspective. And from an expenditure perspective, we've just reduced chapel maintenance by £1,000 on the basis that whatever needs to be done can hopefully be deferred rather than cancelled. So the premise that we've made to all the committees is that we've been very conservative in terms of our income budget. If our income turns out to be higher than we expected, we can come back and revisit the expenditure budget. So we're not looking at cancelling expenditure. We're not looking at reducing it permanently. It really is just a matter of deferring it. And those are the only two changes that we proposed from a cemetery budget perspective. So maybe the question, if I move forward, it's always very challenging. It really is, are there any other changes that the committee could propose? Or are you happy with those particular changes? And that really is the point that this committee will have to consider. So if I can stop there.
Okay, thank you, Alan. That's great. So open to questions or queries from the other councillors, if anyone's got anything that they want to bring up at this stage.
Well,
nothing from the other councillors.
David,
okay.
I'm always reluctant to go. We've been doing some really good work on cemeteries and everything lately, but I think needs must in this, and I would be supporting, the slight reductions that we've had, if possible, please.
Okay, that's fine.
And Chair, I must admit that we don't think we have any choice, really, do we?
Okay. Right, I'm broadly happy with that. I just wondered if on the chapel maintenance, I think that was the line that's been reduced by 1,000. But I wondered if Nick had any comments on that, whether he thought that there was anything that he had in mind for this coming year in the maintenance of the chapel that could be affected by that reduction of £1,000. You got anything that you'd like to say, Nick, on that?
I think we're okay at the moment on the chapel maintenance. We obviously had the extensive work done to the face and side, the rear face and side, of the chapel, which we had a lot of damp with, and also we had the bell cot, which was highlighted as a health and safety issue. But other than that, I think we're okay. Obviously, we can sort of backdate anything at the moment that needs doing. Right. There's nothing major, just sort of very minor bits and pieces, but they can be put on hold.
Great, that's good then. So I'm happy to support this change in the budget, and I think we just need to vote to submit the. I think I'm right, Tina, that we have to vote to submit our recommendation to the Finance Committee, don't we?
Sorry, is that
Alan? The proposer and a seconder for this.
Well, I'm just having a clarification on what we're voting for. That's all.
Yeah, you can agree. I know Alan's in the room as well. You can agree to put this forward, but it's always just agree to it. But always better in circumstances like this to have a proposal.
Okay, so the proposal is that we submit this budget for review by the Finance Committee. So, do we have a proposer? Well, I'll propose that.
Thank you.
Seconder.
Seconder, please.
Yeah,
I'll do it if nobody else will.
Thank you.
Yes.
Dennis has seconded it.
Yep.
Well, obviously, Dennis and I are both for, I think.
Yes.
Is that Chris saying for as well?
Yes.
Okay, so we're unanimously agreed on that then.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll move on to 57120, exclusion of press and public, to consider resolving that pursuant to the Public Bodies Admission to Meetings Act 1960, the press and public be excluded for any remaining items of business on the grounds that publicity would be prejudicial to the public interest by reasons of the confidential nature of the business to be discussed. And we're moving on to cemetery tenders.
Thank you, Joe.